All right, I am finally home. I decided that I wanted to go do some sparking, which I really didn't do any sparking tonight, but I did some door dashing. I made $30 for from 3:30 to 6 o'clock. Made $30. So I'll take it. It's whatever. It's money. I need that extra money to kind of get me by and to help get me afloat, so to speak. So I'm home. I'm going to be cooking ramen, and that's something I've been eating a lot. It's like a kick. You get on these kicks, and it's like, I gotta find something else to eat, but you can't help it. But whatever. Be right back. So I had some really good offers in Spark today, but there are some things I needed to do more importantly than sparking. I had to bring my kid to pep band at school today. So that meant that I lost a good hour or a good chunk of not working in Spark. But with Spark, in Walmart Spark, I should say, um, the app was really lagging. It wasn't loading like it should have been. It wasn't quick. It wasn't fast. It wasn't whatever. It was really slow. So I did have a couple offers that were like 30 to $40, and they were short mileage, but I would have taken it if I had it, but I didn't. So I just accepted DoorDash orders and get by, and hopefully a order from Walmart would show up, and no order showed up. But my last DoorDash order ended me up in Heartland, which is perfect. I was going to wait until 6:15 until I got an order, and long and behold, you got 2 minutes, and I got an order from Burger King going all the way to Heartland. So, can't complain about that one. So, but anyways, as I was coming home, I was talking. I couldn't really do a vlog because I pretty much was driving and it was dark out, and you wouldn't have been able to see me. But as I was driving, I got thinking, because I really want to do more vlogging, and I know there's a lot of people out there on YouTube that do vlogs while they're door dashing or while they're sparking. I want to somehow get into that. I need to figure out what kind of camera I need to capture the vlogs. I want to get a GoPro, which I do have, but I want to get the strap to have it wrapped around your chest so that you're getting chest level shots. Would like to get a camera set up on my dashboard facing me so that I can do my vlogs that way as well instead of using my phone all the time. Because my phone is going to be in use while I'm door dashing or sparking. So, yeah. But like I said, there's guys out there on YouTube that actually does the vlogs and takes you along with their trip, and I want to know what they do and how they develop their videos, how they edit the videos, how they post the videos, how do you put everything together to make it smooth and flawless of doing a vlog. So I don't know. So right now all I'm going to be doing is these type of vlogs. That's the only thing I know how to do right now. I don't have a laptop to edit these videos. I could go on and do them on my phone or my tablet, but I'd rather have a computer, have it set up where I can do the editing and do editing. There we go. But I just want to know how they put videos together and how long does it take them to put videos together, because as they're doing the videos, they get monetized. So they're getting money for their videos while they're also making money doing DoorDash or Spark or Amazon Flex. Either of those gig offer jobs, places, whatever you want to call them. Gigs, side hustle. So I was thinking on my way home And I know I posted about this a while ago, but it would be kind of cool. It would be kind of cool if Amazon Plus, I wish they had a facility here closer to where I live. It'd be kind of cool if they had I don't know what to say it, a warehouse. There we go. It'd be kind of cool to have them have a warehouse in Waterville or Bangor or somewhere in these major cities that I can drive to, so that I can do Amazon Smart, Amazon Flex. Basically, what you're doing is you becoming a delivery driver for Amazon. So whatever packages that they can't get out to deliver, they do a side gig and they have you pick up the packages and you deliver them. I don't know how much that costs per hour or how much the gig is worth, but that would be something I'd be interested in doing. But I would not deliver during a snowstorm, and I would not deliver if it was dark outside, because I have a hard time seeing the addresses and seeing the homes and figuring out where the hell I'm going. And yeah. So, ooh. I know, Oreo's back there meowing at me. I will be right back. Sorry, I had to do up the dishes here real quick. Just finished. But like I was saying, I wish there was an Amazon warehouse in like Bangor or Waterville, somewhere in those central parts of Maine, so that that possibly I could do Amazon Flex. But it is a lot of mileage. It is a lot of miles on the car and the wear and tear. But that would be something I'd be interested in doing, and possibly doing it full time. What, Oreo? I know you got to go outside, don't you? Let me see if she wants to go outside. Not only that, but that would be something I'd be interested in doing Amazon Flex. There isn't a facility around here that does that. I know there's an Amazon warehouse distributing center, I think up north of Maine, in Caribou. I don't know why they went all the way up there. It would be kind of cool if it was just centralized to like Waterville, Bangor, Skowhegan, central parts of the state, But the other thing too that would be really cool is if the Postal Service does Flex, but they're the federal government, so you got to go through hoops in order to get a job with the Postal Service. It's fairly easy to get a job. I mean, you just sign up on the application, you do an assessment, and then if you pass the assessment, then you go further into your employment. The only thing is that there's no really full-time jobs within the Postal Service when you start. You are basically just an assistant to the rural carrier or the city carrier. You fill in during when the carrier is out or not being able to work. They did have an ARC position where you delivered mostly on Sundays and holidays, and that's for Amazon. And they call it Amazon Sunday, I guess is what it's called, where you'd go and you deliver Amazon packages through the Postal Service, because we don't have any Amazon delivery place here in the area, so we're not special enough. So, but I really wish. So I got thinking it'd be really cool if FedEx or UPS did FedEx Flex or UPS Flex, and I would really do that. I did. It's a funny thing. I did have an interview for FedEx this past summer, but I didn't take the position because, one, it cost the pay rate is $18 an hour, and I would have to drive all the way to Herman to just go deliver packages and drive all the way back to home. I wasn't going to look forward to that if I had to do delivery services through FedEx and work for them, especially during the winter months, and especially during a snowstorm. So, and of course, driving here to Herman, it's about a 25-minute drive, I would say, at least. just a simple 25-minute drive. But I would not be dead going out in a snowstorm, going to work, and then having to deliver packages in the snow, and then driving back home in a snowstorm. I can't do it. So I do what I can to, kind of get money, get funds. And then UPS, they have seasonal help, so you get hired on during the seasonal months, and you're laid off. Then you're let go because you're only temporary and you're seasonal. And that's it. So, but it'd be kind of cool to do UPS Flex. It'd be kind of cool to do FedEx Flex. But the only things that are here around town is DoorDash, Walmart Sparking, and Uber Eats, or Uber, however you want to say it. I did do Uber once, but I don't think I like how the app works when you're doing Uber deliveries. I feel like there's a lot of steps involved for you to deliver packages, and deliver merchandise. So, one thing I need to invest in while I'm delivering packages, especially in the rain, is I want to get plastic bags, clear plastic bags to wrap packages and goods so they don't get wet in the rain. I actually was delivering in the rain one day, and I had no plastic bags whatsoever to protect the product, to protect the package from getting wet, and I really wanted something to kind of cover it up with, so I got to invest in that. But did you know, I don't know why I'm bringing this up, because I mentioned plastic bags. Back when I was with the ex, and I know I'm probably going down on a tangent here, down a rabbit hole. But back when I was with the ex, and before I was diagnosed with bipolar, and before I was on medication or whatever, I was very hypomanic in wanting to become a courier. I wanted to deliver packages and goods and stuff like that. And I wanted to make my own courier business called, I think it was like BM, not Bowel Movement, but it was going to be like BM, Shipping Mailing Services, and I didn't really have a clue what the hell I was doing. So I was trying to think of a way, okay, here's a business name, here's this, here's that. And it got so bad, it got so bad with my mania at the time, that I literally ordered envelopes and shipping materials from FedEx, UPS, and the Postal Service. I've ordered these things thinking that, oh yeah, this is going to work, whatever. But what really happened was the shipping materials came to the house, and we were living in a trailer. And at the time, my ex was trying to get her son back from the States, so we were trying to provide a home. I was kind of doing my own thing. The ex was doing her thing. She didn't really talk about what I was doing. She just let me do stuff. She wasn't really saying, I think you're manic, but that was before I was diagnosed with bipolar. But eventually, the shipping materials that I ordered got thrown into recycling, and was a waste of time and money and effort for the companies to make and to supply, the shipping materials, and then it gets thrown into recycling. So, but I will say that during that time when I was trying to create my own courier business, I thought to myself, what can I do to get my name out there and to actually work as a courier? So I went on Craigslist. And as I looked on Craigslist, I was looking for offers for delivery drivers or whatever. And there was an advertisement. There was a help wanted ad for the Sunday Maine Telegram. So you're delivering newspapers on Sunday. I did that for a little while until winter came. And when winter came, there was snow, and I did not want to deliver in the snow, and I didn't have any good tires. I had no snow tires. And at that time, I was running out of my insurance for my car. My car insurance was running outdated. I had a bad tire, and everything went to shit. I didn't know anything about snow tires. I didn't know anything about getting them fixed. And I remember I told the ex, and I told her like I gotta get a tire fixed. It's humping, making a loud hum. So I gotta get that fixed before something bad happens. And she didn't really care at all. She didn't care. So here I am delivering newspapers on Sundays, which I didn't mind doing, but when it came to the snowstorms, I was like, I can't do it. So the thing of it was I lived in Belfast, and I would have to travel from Belfast all the way to Rockport, I think it is Rockport, Rockland, somewhere in that area, to the Hannaford that's down there, because the newspaper truck delivers the papers at that location. So I'd have to be down there at a certain time to pick up the papers and go deliver. Um, which I got there, I got the papers, and I started delivering, and I usually got done about 8, maybe 7:30, maybe. And what was really cool about the route was, even though I was in Rockport area, I was working my way towards back to Belfast to deliver papers. And it was kind of ironic because the last stop was on City Point Road. I think that's what it's called, City Point Road. Yeah. um, Deliver to that address, and I could just book it right straight home without having to go any further than that. So, but by the time the snow came, and by the time that my insurance ran out, and by the time that I realized I had bad tires, I couldn't deliver the papers anymore. So I just ended up quitting and not bother to do anything else. I mean, I was going to deliver papers on Thanksgiving, but that didn't work out. So yeah, it was a living hell doing that. So, which I don't think I would ever do that ever again. So, but back then, I kind of wish that kind of wish that I knew about DoorDash back then. I kind of wish that I knew about Sparking back then. But I'd only be doing DoorDash because there's no Walmart in Belfast. You have to go all the way a 30 to 45-minute drive out of your way just to go to Walmart to go deliver goods. That's not worth the time and effort. So, luckily, the Walmart that I go to is only about 10-15 minutes away. So, which is kind of good. So, yeah. But anyways, so where was I going with this? I'm thinking. I don't know what else I got on my mind. Um, Hold that thought. Something will come to. So I didn't really make a whole lot of money doing newspaper deliveries. I was getting paid like probably every other week. I was getting paid a little over 200 and to deliver papers. But I didn't want to do that anymore, so I just ended up quitting and not doing it anymore. So I had a thought, now I lost it. I already talked about that. I talked about that too. Hold on. There we go. I thought of something that I was going to talk about. So, changing stories here, changing subjects. Um, Something that has come up that I thought about earlier this week and within this month. I live in a very rural area, so there really isn't any places that I can go to where I could associate myself with the LGBTQ community. Um, I looked at some sanctuary places that does accept the LGBTQ community, and usually it's Boston. I don't know if Portland, Maine is one of them, but I'm going to look into that and check it out and see what that is, because being where I'm at right now, I like where I'm at right now. It's secure, it's a home, um, but I want to be around people my age, and I want to be around people who are like me, gay. So I want to do that. I want to be able to move down there, and I don't want to move quite yet because my kid is still in high school, so she's got 2 more years of high school left. So by that time, during that time, um, I could be looking for a place in Portland or in Boston, either or. But the question I have, because I do realize that the rents are going to be really high. They're going to be over $1,000 for a rental, plus utilities, going from there. So I would have to find a place. I would have to find a job. I would have to find, a place, a job, get it secure, save up the money that I need to get down there and back to do moving and to, move and whatever. So like I said, the reason why I thought about this is because there's nothing up here where I'm at that is LGBTQ safe, um, and it's really difficult. And I got thinking about this too earlier at work, and off and on I've been thinking about it. Um, and I was talking about this too. So I only got a couple more minutes left. So in short, what I want to say is that, you know what? I'm going to make you guys wait because I only got 21 minutes left, and I know I'm going to go down on a tangent road. So real quick, so what I want to say is when I was a kid growing up, I knew I was different. I knew I felt different. I know I was different. I wasn't like any of the other boys and guys at my age at the time. Um, I was into playing with girl stuff. It was funny because I was talking about this today at work, that when I was a kid, probably about 4 or 5, and I remember seeing a commercial on TV about a little mermaid toy that swam in water, or swim in water, I should say. It's Christmas time. I'm at my grandparents' house. My uncle Delbert had gifts for me and his 2 sons. And I thought in the back of my mind, or not in the back of my mind, but I thought it was the Little Mermaid toy that I wanted, that I saw on TV, and it wasn't that. Instead, I opened it up. And it was a hat, and it was a Kool-Aid hat, and I cried because it wasn't what I expected. But I knew I was different as a kid. I was always different, and that's going to be in the next video because I only got 23 minutes left. I only got a couple minutes left. So I'll talk to you guys in the next one. It'll be really short and quick, I promise. It won't take long, and then I'll do another video. So yeah. Bye.